It is a strange, quiet puzzle, right? I mean, you try to do everything well.
You really do.
Like you drink your water, you eat your greens, you go to sleep on time, you check all the boxes that we are told to check. But there is still this heavy fog that just hangs over your mind by the afternoon.
Yeah, that heavy brain fog. It is so real.
Right. Or, maybe your skin suddenly flares up with angry red spots out of nowhere. Or perhaps there is a low hum of worry in your chest that just never fully fades away.
Just a steady, quiet worry.
Exactly. You do the work, but you still feel, well, tired deep down. It feels so much like burnout. But you simply cannot figure out why your body feels so heavy.
I know that quiet feeling so well. I mean, I lived inside it for many years.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was eating well and I was staying active, but my body felt like it was made of solid lead. I honestly thought I was just weak.
Wow, that is so hard.
It was. I thought this was just the normal, tiring cost of adult life. We often view a low mood, a stubborn patch of skin redness, or catching every single cold as separate things.
Like they are totally broken pieces of ourselves.
Right. Just random problems that we have to accept as our heady burden.
We treat our bodies like a car with random broken parts. Like if a tire goes flat, we fix the tire. If the skin acts up, we buy a crane.
Yes, a quick fix for everything.
And if our energy drops, we just pour more coffee and force our way through the day, but we never step back to look at the whole system.
No, we really do not.
So, okay, let's unpack this because what if we have been looking in the wrong place entirely?
That is the big question.
What if those totally different feelings are coming from the exact same source? Today, we are taking a deep dive into an unseen world inside your stomach, a hidden space that might actually be steering your mood, your gut health, and your inner fire.
It is a profound shift, really, in how we view our own forms. When my own body finally taught me this, it changed everything.
How so?
Well, the most vital thing to grasp is that you are not just one single being. You are a vast, living ecosystem.
An ecosystem, like a forest.
Sort of, yes. By pure numbers alone, the tiny microbes living inside you outnumber your own human cells. The ratio is roughly 1.3 to 1.
Wait, I need to wrap my head around that. 1.3 to 1. So if you count every single cell, there's actually more of them than there is of me.
Yes, exactly. By a lot.
That is wild. I mean, I look in the mirror and see one person, but I'm actually carrying around a bustling hidden city.
You truly are. We are more microbe than human, and this living network stretches from your mouth all the way down to your colon.
So it is everywhere inside the digestive tract.
Right. It is a thriving, busy world. But the part that matters the most to how we feel every day is the border wall keeping it all in place.
The border wall.
Yeah, there's a physical wall separating this gut world from your blood. And here's the shocking part. That wall is only one single cell thick.
Wait, a single cell. Here's where it gets really interesting, because a wall that is only one cell thick sounds like a massive design flaw.
It does sound like a mistake, does it not?
Yeah. Why on earth would our main border defense be so thin? It sounds like a single sheet of paper trying to protect a whole fortress.
Well, it sounds fragile, but it actually has to be thin. That border needs to let the good nutrients slip through into your blood to give you energy.
Oh, I see. If it was too thick, we would starve.
Exactly. But it also has to block the harmful toxins from getting in. Think of it like a highly trained border crossing.
Okay, so who is guarding the crossing?
Those billions of gut microbes, they are the active guards. They maintain a thick, wet mucus layer right in front of the wall.
Like a moat around a castle.
That is a perfect way to picture it. That mucus acts like a protective moat. When the microbes are well fed, the moat is deep and the one-cell wall is kept safe.
So, what happens when they are not well fed? Because you are telling me that when I skip meals due to a tight deadline, my inner guards get hungry.
They get very hungry.
Do they just stop working?
It is actually a bit more intense than that. When those microbes get starved of fiber, they get so hungry that they start eating the protective moat.
Wait, really? They eat the moat?
Yes, they literally eat their own shelter.
That is horrifying. And, well, kind of funny in a dark way, like having tiny, angry roommates who start eating the drywall when you forget to buy food.
Huh. Yes, that is exactly what it is like. They eat the moat, which leaves that thin wall totally bare. Without the guards in the moat, the wall loses its tight seal.
Oh no, so the paper-thin wall is just open?
Right. Tiny tears open up along the border.
Ah, I see. So things start leaking through into the blood that have no business being there.
Precisely. Stray food parts and raw toxins slip across the border. And when your body sees these foreign items floating in the blood, the alarm bells ring wildly.
The body panics.
Yes. This is the root of systemic inflammation. It is a full-body alarm.
So that explains the hidden signs. When the border breaks down, the alarm rings everywhere.
Everywhere.
That is why my joints might ache, or
Mhm.
my skin turns red, or I get those deep sugar cravings that feel so intense. It is not poor willpower. It is just the fire alarm sounding off.
What is most revealing here is how it ties everything together. The skin, the tired joints, the upset stomach, they're all crying out with the very same voice.
The same alarm.
Right. The two main families of microbes shift out of balance, and the whole system feels the shock. But sadly, we tend to ignore these quiet body signals.
Yeah, we really do. We just push through.
We ignore our body wisdom under intense work pressure, and this inner world bears the full weight of that daily stress.
Which leads me to something I really want to ask. If this leaky border causes physical alarms like joint aches, how does it explain the mental fog?
That is the biggest piece of the puzzle.
Right, because what about the low mood, the endless worry, the deep burnout we talked about at the start? Society always tells us that mental feelings live entirely in the brain.
Yes, we are taught it is all in our heads.
If I feel sad, I just assume my brain is struggling.
That was the most vital discovery for my own journey, finding out where our mood actually lives.
Where does it live?
Well, when I was struggling years ago, my family did not really take mental health seriously. They just thought I needed to work less, or maybe just smile more.
Oh, that is so tough when people say that.
It is. But the physical base of my joy was simply missing, because nearly 90% of your body's serotonin is made right there in the gut.
Wait, so you're telling me the chemicals that make me feel happy, motivated, or calm aren't even made in my head?
Not in your head. They are made by those tiny microbes in your belly.
That is blowing my mind right now.
What's fascinating here is how deep this gut-brain link goes. They also make the building blocks for dopamine.
Dopamine is the drive chemical, right?
Yes, the chemical that gives you drive and pure focus. They even make GABA, the soothing signals that quiet a racing mind late at night.
But if they're made down in the stomach, how do they get up to the brain to change my mood? Does the blood just float them up?
No, they travel through a massive, thick nerve. It is called the vagus nerve.
The vagus nerve.
Okay. Think of it like a thick copper wire, a direct data highway linking your belly straight up to your brainstem.
So it is a direct physical link.
Yes. And here's a fact that blows most people away. 80% of the signals on that wire travel UP from the gut to the brain. Only 20% travel downwind.
Wait, I need to process that. The gut talks to the brain way more than the brain talks to the gut.
Yes. 4 times as much?
So my stomach is literally telling my mind how to feel.
Yes. The gut microbes produce the mood chemicals, and those send rapid signals right up the wire. Feeling anxious is often a chemical cry for help from your gut.
So what does this all mean for daily stress? Like when I am rushing around dealing with traffic, feeling totally swamped at work, how does that affect the wire?
Well, when we live in a state of constant panic, our bodies flood with cortisol.
The stress hormone.
Right. That cortisol physically changes the inner climate of your gut. It makes the space very hostile.
So the good guys cannot survive.
Exactly. The calm microbes simply cannot live in a high-stress soup, so they die off, and the stress-loving microbes take over.
So the signals traveling up the copper wire change from we are safe to we are in grave danger.
Yes. Burnout begins in the belly, long before the brain fully feels it. When we look at low moods, we so often blame ourselves. We think we just lack willpower.
We really do beat ourselves up over it.
Going to therapy is a wonderful, vital step. But we also have to look at the stomach. If the microbes are sending panic signals up the wire, positive thinking alone will not fix it.
That is a huge relief to hear. It takes away so much of the guilt. We only go to a doctor in a massive panic, but our body has been asking for daily help for months.
Exactly. It just wants quiet support.
But that raises a big question. If these microbes control my mood, my joy, and my immunity, how do I actually feed them?
That is the fun part, honestly.
Well, diet culture makes everything feel like a strict test. We are always failing. We are told to cut this out, restrict that, count every single bite. It is exhausting.
True healing should never feel strict or rigid. Operating from fear does not heal the body.
I love that. So no starving ourselves.
Never. It is not about cutting foods out. It is simply about feeding the ecosystem. The goal many aim for is eating 30 different types of plants every single week.
Here's where it gets really interesting. Because 30 plants a week sounds exhausting. I eat the exact same healthy oatmeal every single morning.
I used to do the exact same thing. I ate my safe meals on repeat.
I thought a steady, healthy habit was better than random
It
changes.
seems like it would be. But eating the same food every day only feeds one tiny neighborhood in that hidden city.
Oh, because the microbes are picky eaters.
Right. The oat-loving microbes thrive, but all the other microbes starve and fade away. Rotating your fiber sources builds real strength, and hitting 30 plants is much easier than it sounds.
How? Because buying 30 different veggies sounds like a full-time job. I picture myself hauling bags of kale from the store every day.
Because we forget what a plant actually is. A dash of warm cinnamon on your morning cup is a plant.
Wait, cinnamon counts.
Yes, a handful of pumpkin seeds is a plant. A pinch of fresh thyme, some walnuts, a scoop of black beans, they all count as distinct plants.
Oh, I see. So spices, seeds, and nuts all count.
They absolutely do.
So my morning bowl of oats could easily have 5 plants in it if I just add chia seeds, flax, berries, and almonds.
Yes, that is 5 plants right there before you even leave the house.
That is not just salads. That makes it highly doable.
It becomes a fun game rather than a chore. You want to look at plant colors, too. Different microbes prefer different colors.
It's like eating a rainbow.
Exactly. We focus on prebiotics, the raw fiber foods like garlic, sweet onions, oats, and fresh berries. That's the actual raw food for your microbes.
Got it. Prebiotics are the food.
And then there are probiotics, the live microbes found in fresh kimchi, plain kefir, or plain yogurt.
Wait, I have to ask you about yogurt, because the store makes it seem like eating 1 cup of sweet fruity yogurt is a magic shield for your stomach. Is that true?
That is a very clever myth that keeps many people stuck. Yes, the microbes in standard, sugary yogurt are mostly just tourists. They pass through, they might do a tiny bit of good while they are there, but they do not stay.
So it is like hiring a builder who just drives past your house, waves at you, and keeps driving.
That is exactly what happens. To really heal the gut, you need many types of raw fiber, and you need to eat the fiber and the live cultures together.
And what happens when we mix them? Like when we give the good microbes that raw fiber?
This is where the real magic happens in the body. When your microbes eat that raw fiber, they digest it and create entirely new healing tools.
No tools.
Yes, these are called postbiotics. A key one is a healing compound called butyrate.
Postbiotics. Okay, so what does butyrate actually do?
Remember that one-cell thick border wall we talked about earlier?
The paper-thin wall, yeah.
The butyrate is the exact fuel that feeds those border cells. It is like the microbes are tiny bricklayers mixing their own mortar to repair the wall.
Oh, wow. So when you eat a new berry or a spoonful of plain kefir, you give them the exact tools they need to patch the tiny leaks.
Yes. They fix the leaks, the moat gets deep again, the alarm stops ringing, and the inflammation finally goes down.
You are not resting on harsh rules. You're just giving the builders their bricks.
Exactly. You just invite new life in.
So we know how to give them the bricks. But what are the everyday things we do that quietly tear the wall down?
That is so important to look at.
Because we so often treat our bodies like machines that just need quick fuel and an off switch, rather than a living garden that needs a steady rhythm.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, a garden needs rain, sun, and quiet rest. Many everyday choices act like a harsh storm on this space.
Like what kind of choices?
Well, highly processed foods often contain harsh food binders.
Food binders.
Yeah, they mix oil and water to keep fake food looking fresh on a shelf. But inside your stomach, those binders act almost like dish soap.
Dish soap. Oh,
They
no.
literally wash away the protective mucus moat we talked about.
Like washing away the wet mortar before it even has a chance to dry.
Exactly. Fake sugars do similar harm. And pouring a heavy drink of alcohol late into the quiet night tears the wall down too.
What about when we get really sick?
Ah, yes. Sometimes we need strong clearing meds to survive a bad illness. But those meds act like a massive flood. They wipe out the good microbes right along with the bad ones.
They clear the whole city out.
They do. After a flood like that, your gut needs slow, loving support for many months to rebuild. More plant variety, more plain kefir, slow care.
That makes total sense. You cannot rebuild a city in a single day. But what about rest?
Rest is massive.
So what does this all mean for my weekend sleep-ins? I know people who lie in bed for 8 straight hours and still wake up feeling totally destroyed.
This raises a vital point about the gut and sleep link. Your inner microbes have their own strict inner clock. They run on a daily rhythm.
Oh, they know what time it is.
They do. During the day, they digest, and at night, a sort of night shift cleaning crew comes out to sweep the stomach clean.
Okay, so they need the dark.
Right. But when you stare at a bright phone screen late into the night, Your brain thinks the sun is still shining. It sends wrong signals down the copper wire.
So the microbes get completely confused. They think it is the middle of the afternoon.
Yes, the night shift cleaning crew never comes out.
Yeah.
And worse, because they are confused, they stop making melatonin.
Melatonin is the sleep signal, right?
Yes, the quiet sleep signal. If their inner clock is broken, you will feel deeply tired no matter how much time you spent resting in bed.
Wow. So my late night screen scrolling is actually keeping my gut microbes awake and forcing them to work the night shift.
It is. But the ways to heal this inner clock are so simple and free. It is not about forcing perfect sleep rules.
What is it about then?
It is about taking a slow, unhurried 10-minute walk after your biggest evening meal.
Just a simple walk. How does that fix the clock?
The physical movement helps your muscles use the blood sugar from the meal. It aids digestion, moving the food along, and it sends a clear signal to the microbes that the active part of the day is ending, and it is time to wind down.
That is so easy to do. Just a stroll around the block. What else helps?
Sitting quietly on your couch and doing 5 minutes of slow belly breathing. The key is exhaling twice as long as you inhale.
Wait, why does the long exhale matter more? I always thought taking a huge breath, IN, was the calming part.
It is a common mix-up. When you breathe in, your heart rate actually speeds up just a tiny bit.
Oh, I never noticed that.
It does. It is the long, slow breath out that acts like a brake pedal. When the exhale is long, it physically presses on that vagus nerve wire. It flips the switch from panic mode to rest mode.
Just a long, slow breath out to calm the whole system down.
Yes, you literally tell your inner world that the rushing is over, that you are safe now, that it's finally okay to rest, to digest, and to heal. It is an act of deep body love.
That is so deeply empowering.
It truly is.
To know that we hold that kind of quiet control over our own form, we do not have to feel like helpless passengers in our own bodies. We have the tools to talk back to our inner world.
We have always had them. We just forgot how to use them.
Well, what if the next time you feel overwhelmed, exhausted, or creatively blocked, instead of looking in the mirror and asking, what is wrong with my mind today? Or why am I so weak? You try something new.
I love that.
You just sit down, you place a warm hand on your stomach, and you gently ask, what does my gut need right now? Just listening to that body wisdom might change everything.
These thoughts, these questions, they don't have to stop here. Wellness Geeks has many more podcasts and videos just like this one. Subscribe to the channel and explore other episodes. They all flow the same gentle way. If this podcast felt genuinely useful to you share it with even one person in your life. That one share can bring a real change in someone's life. And it helps Wellness Geeks reach more people who truly need this. If this brought you real value, look for the Join button right next to the Wellness Geeks logo below this video. Click it and become a member of the Wellness Support Circle. Your support helps honest health awareness reach thousands who are silently struggling. Wellness Geeks moves forward because of you. Thank you so much from the heart for being here.